Hey everybody, welcome to What Drives Us. It's episode 156, and we are working under interesting technological constraints once again, with Mr. Frost coming to us from an iPad in Florida.
Deepest, darkest Tampa, Florida. Hey everybody, it's me. I'm Russell, and for some reason that's Paul on the screen right now. Hi, Paul.
You're a propeller head.
I am
holier than thou.
wafting my way to heaven as we speak. And I've intentionally positioned my head right here just so you will be mesmerized by whatever I say, no matter how inane or pointless it is.
I can't even concentrate now.
Paul's at home tonight. Paul's not at the shop.
That's right. I was earlier at the Boulder EV Week festivities here at the Boulder Farmers Market. So huge turnout, lots of cool EVs. It was good.
Nice. And Danny, I'm sorry, I totally screwed up introductions.
No, it's fine. I mean, you were introducing everyone for me, so I appreciate it.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't introduce the other guy.
Well, that's okay. They all know him.
Yeah, good point.
Kind of.
He's been here for a while.
This is our first regular show in a couple of weeks since Russell's been a migrating man. And last week we did a show live from Vegas at 3 o'clock in the morning East Coast time. So that was interesting. If you haven't checked out that show, that was a good brain dump of all of our thoughts from the Prius reveal from Vegas last weekend. What was it? That a Tuesday night? Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah.
So if you haven't checked out that episode, I finally got it posted in audio form up on the website today. You can always watch it on YouTube, which is kind of interesting because it's one camera and one microphone for 10 of us sitting around a conference room table that we weren't really supposed to even be in.
We weren't.
You're right.
But
That would have been a great ending to the whole evening if somebody would have walked in and like, what the hell, and like thrown us out.
I think the biggest concern would probably be someone walking in and being like, it's midnight in Vegas. There are better things that you guys can be doing than this.
Than talking to one microphone and one webcam.
Yeah.
Yes.
In a conference room on the 72nd floor. Well, it wasn't really 72nd.
But we had a great turnout.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, a great turnout for that live show, so we appreciate everybody who listened to it live. We certainly appreciate that. And so I was thinking this week we will kind of go over any questions that Paul might have about Prius reveal and what we might be able to answer for him as a member of the general public who wasn't able to be present in Vegas except for Toyota's magical 2-minute live stream reveal that they did online.
I don't get it. Like, yes, I want a flying car, but I'd like to see more than a car fall from the sky.
So their tagline for this whole thing is beyond possible. I think that's what it's called.
Yes.
It's like Prius beyond possible. And I thought one of my buddies had a great reply we posted the video up on the Prius chat Facebook page, and he replied, and when he saw that the car was flying, he said, "The car's flying! That is beyond possible!"
I want one.
Yeah.
Hey, can I just track back for just a second? How nice of Toyota it was to spend what had to be like $1 million or $2 per minute to send 2-minute global webcast. I mean, honestly, if you're going to do all that, really, 2 minutes? 2 minutes? Okay, that's it.
Yeah. So tonight we'll talk a little bit more about Prius reveal and other stuff that has come out of Frankfurt, because there's a big auto show going on this week. For anyone who's not an American, Frankfurt Auto Show is kind of a big deal. So there's a lot of info coming out of there, and I think we can start with Tony P. Schaefer's 2-minute topic tonight. This come out of Frankfurt or not, Tony?
Geez. You should. It'd be really nice if you prepped or told me you were actually going to.
I was going to say, I thought he was kidding about the 2-minute topic.
I only did like a 10-minute intro tonight. Come on.
Yeah. We take you seriously. Just once, Tony, we take you seriously, and what happens?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, all right, I'm gonna hand this over to Paul then. Paul, are you prepared, sir? Do you have a 2-minute topic you'd like to discuss?
I can pull one out of the air, but I thought we were talking about the 2016 Prius.
Yeah. Well, all right. I was having fun with this because it was a self-driving pod that is now in London, and I thought these things were pretty funny, primarily because it sort of looks like, if you're familiar with MechWarrior. Anyone? Does anyone know MechWarrior?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, the game Mech? No. All right. So anyway, you got these. In my opinion, it looks like a MechWarrior inappropriately.
It does. You're right.
Got its hands on a Smart 4.2. Yeah, I mean it's funky. Now it looks bigger in this picture. It's really not that big. In fact, you can see the head of the driver. So I mean these things are actually relatively tiny. They really seat 2 cramped people. But so what this is that they are. Am I sepia tone?
You are.
You are sepia.
How did that?
Because you dissed the pod car.
I did. Wow. How did that?
Oh, now you're back.
Okay, now I'm back. Okay, screen sharing thing. So anyway, what I thought was really neat with these is, yes, it is a self-driving car, and yes, it's something that 2 people can get in, and it's electric, and they can go from place to place, and it eliminates the need for bigger transportation issues in a confined area. But one of the things I thought was really neat was the technology in this is that as these things are tooling around, they're not just reacting to their environment, but they're literally mapping and memorizing the environment. Now, I can't say that other self-driving cars don't do this, but this is the first time I remember seeing it actually spelled out, because when you think about how people drive, if you know you're going to be driving on the same road, you just inherently start memorizing things. And so I thought it was really neat that these are going to actively map out and learn all the intricacies of where they tool around so that they can better navigate in the future. I just thought that was a pretty neat little twist.
It's cool.
Yep.
It's transportation and navigation.
Yeah, man.
Couple other I need to silence my phone. The Republican, for everyone listening to this later, the Republican national debate is going on right now.
Oh no!
And so my phone is exploding with a messenger group. Some friends and I are on.
Trumpisms.
Yeah, it's train wrecks of the night kind of stuff.
I'm obviously not in the cool guy messenger group.
I had no idea we're on opposite the Republican debate. Man, they are going to take a ratings hit.
Well, isn't there some big baseball game on too?
The Cubs are beating the Pirates?
Well, no, but isn't there a Cub pitcher that's pitching his 20th win or something tonight? Or is that a joke?
Oh, it might be. Arrieta? I don't know.
Yeah, Arrieta.
Wait, the Cubs won 20 games this year?
No, one pitcher. Well, I'm the Cubs.
Yeah.
Condescending clap.
Let's see. Yeah, so Cubs are leading 2-0, bottom of the 6th.
And everyone in the future already knows what happened. Let that go around.
Everyone in Frankfurt already knows what happens because they're 7 hours ahead.
That's right.
There's another piece of interesting autonomous news that came out this week. Google hired Hyundai's former, I think, U.S. chief, or whatever you want to call him, CEO, to lead up their autonomous division.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
So it seems like Google's becoming more and more serious about this. So we'll see if Apple becomes more and more serious with their autonomous Chrysler minivan.
You realize this is just a huge CEO chicken game.
Mm-hmm. Between
Schmidt and Cook, right? Neither one of them are serious. They're just go ahead, Go ahead. 1 more billion. Go ahead. 1 more billion. I dare you. I dare
Yeah.
you, you rat bastard.
It's like a nuclear arms race for the high-tech industry.
Except there are no arms involved. They're like just
trying to
dumping...
be hands off, arms off here.
Yes.
Well, Hyundai did have that cool commercial where they had the cars driving themselves around the track and stopping and stuff.
Yes.
And that was pretty cool.
That's true.
So maybe they have some cool stuff.
Maybe. Oh, Paul, go ahead and make sense on this. Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I've got a topic tonight. I think this was from Frankfurt. Hyundai officially announced their Prius-fighter.
Oh.
Saw that,
is not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a separate vehicle.
It was supposed to be.
That's what I'd always heard, but according to, and I asked Wayne Gertis about this on Twitter, because he pays a lot more attention to Hyundai stuff than I do. According to him, the Prius-fighter is going to be the 2018 Elantra hybrid.
What? Wah, 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 wah.
Now, what's interesting about that is that Elantra actually makes a very interesting, from a utilitarian perspective, a very interesting designed hatchback, Elantra.
Mm-hmm.
But the pictures that I'm seeing of the 2018 Elantra hybrid are not of that hatchback. It's of the sedan version.
That's just weird. I mean, doesn't that just... it seems like it steals all their own thunder. You know what I mean? Like a dedicated hybrid model would be interesting. An Elantra hybrid? I mean,
it's almost
cool.
like they... Yeah, it's almost like they just call it a Prius killer, Prius-fighter just for clickbait. It almost sounds like they're just, that's it.
What's clickbait, Tony? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that term from this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, just like everything else. They're just, we're gonna come out with a car and we're gonna call it a Prius-fighter. And if it's not a Prius-fighter, it's going to be a Tesla-fighter, and it's going to have Apple, Google Play, and whatever.
And Elon Musk somewhere in the center.
Yes.
Elon Musk. Yeah.
And also,
Elon Musk got hired by Apple, I heard.
Right. To build a Prius-fighter.
Yes.
To build a Prius-fighter electric.
No, a Tesla killer.
Tesla killer that flies to Mars.
That runs on Google Android.
Yeah. See, it just writes itself.
We should come up with
We should put that on our website. Yeah.
Let's face it, we should all work for BuzzFeed. Okay.
Another piece of news that I saw that I thought was very interesting was actually two. Number one was Porsche. And we're going to put this in the title, don't you worry, or at least in the description of this podcast.
They have a Tesla killer now.
Porsche's coming out with a Tesla killer.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
And Audi revealed their Tesla killer as well.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I missed the Audi thing.
Are coming.
Is anybody less excited than me about the Porsche Tesla killer?
I'm very excited.
It would be cool if it was real, but they still say it's a concept car, so who cares?
Yeah.
I can do a concept car.
Yeah.
And Mr. Cooper, I know what a fan you are of the Panamera. I get that. But the Panamera was a car, and then it was a hybrid.
Right.
This is supposed to be a from the ground up EV, right?
Yes.
And the odds that Porsche's going to knock that one out of the park first time around?
Probably pretty low until we hear that they've hired Elon Musk to build
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And Apple.
They're going to take him away from Apple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Based on Apple's autonomous vehicle software that is currently running in Chrysler minivans.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I said this on Facebook and maybe on the What Drives Us page because Patrick, was it Patrick that posted it or was it you, Shaper?
You'll have to say it first.
Push to black.
Oh, no.
It depends on what it was, and I'll take credit for it.
No. Look, Porsche's a fine company, but somebody had come in and said, "Oh God, great, Porsche, Tesla killer, that's going to automatically be awesome." I'm like, honestly.
Oh, that was not me.
I've been around for a while. Every Porsche model has not been a knock it out of the park vehicle. They've built more than their share of crappy bombs.
Yep.
So the idea that just because it's Porsche, it's going to be awesome. Well, yeah.
Nice.
Sorry. But again, props to the Panamera, Danny. I can see the pain in your face.
Well, what's interesting is I think Audi actually has a better chance at building one than Porsche. Audi at least has seemed more interested in it up to now, even though Audi has less hybrid or plug-in experience than Porsche.
But I think Audi has more sedan family type car experience, if anything.
Yeah, Porsche's a car for rich people to play with on the weekend.
That seat two and maybe a carry-on, and I think that if you really want to be a Tesla killer, you're going to have to seat 5 or 7 with a rumble seat, and you're going to need a big frunk, and you're going to need 200 miles, and I mean, in that it's not just coming out with an electric car. It's coming out with an electric car that hits every single target and scores 105 on Consumer Reports. That's a Tesla killer.
And that's family friendly.
Yes.
That's actually, Tony, a really good point.
All right, I'm out.
Reports. Yeah. Boom.
That's my one.
That's it. Boom.
Hang on, didn't Rupert Murdoch just bought Consumer Reports, didn't he?
Oh, no. We're going back to coal, kids. Shit. We're going back to coal.
All right, so you were saying, my good point. Come on, Paul, don't interrupt him. He was talking about my good point.
He must have forgotten it at this point, right?
Good, Tony. Good boy. No, I mean, but to be a Tesla killer, you have to be more than an EV, and you have to be more than a fast EV. Tesla's proven itself. Tesla's been fawned over by arguably one of the harder consumer rating companies going, and they've just fallen all over themselves on the Model S. So, I mean, that's...
Well,
again,
and look at Tesla. I mean, they have a nationwide network infrastructure for charging. What's Porsche going to do? Build the same network?
Right. Yeah. Please.
Not going to happen.
They're going to build 4 stations along the Autobahn and go.
Yeah, they'll build them in Germany maybe, but not here.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Is anyone going to invest in that sort of infrastructure like Tesla? Will we see another manufacturer do that again, or are we going to see everyone try to tap into Tesla's infrastructure, or are we just going to see everybody say there's public infrastructure in place?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for electric, there is stuff in place, but arguably Tesla's again been a leader in that. I mean, even Toyota and Hyundai, and I guess to a lesser extent Honda, trying to bring out hydrogen, hasn't invested that kind of money.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
In their infrastructure. They're kind of just waiting. The state of California is going to build 3 stations. Okay, great.
It's not a big state.
Yeah,
and it's a lot of expense to build a charging infrastructure. I mean, what does it cost Tesla each station?
It's a chunk of change. I mean, they're not hydrogen refueling stations, but they've got I don't know how many hundred of stations now already in the U.S. It's an impressive accomplishment that they've done, and to Musk's credit, as much as I like to whack him in the back of the head, he said he was going to do it, and he did it.
Yeah, I didn't see this happening, to be honest with you. Not as fast as it did. I thought they'd run into a lot of hiccups. It'd be like the Model 3 of delays. We've delayed that until 27, 18, whenever.
Our investors told us that we could only build half the stations we'd planned, yada yada.
Mhm.
I mean,
One of my rockets blew up last week. I can't afford it.
Yeah.
low blow.
All right, well, let's move on to what everybody wants to hear, which is the 2016 Prius info. So we've kind of been told by Toyota that there would be a slow burn to the information that's coming out. And I think Toyota's definition of slow burn is different than mine.
Paul's face was eloquent there.
It does
Sorry.
burn.
I'm so sorry.
There is a
No,
burn
you're right.
going on, that's for sure. Well, first we had the reveal in Vegas,
Mhm.
which was literally, here's the car. We're not actually going to talk about it except to say it handles better, it's bold, it's beyond.
Yeah, I heard no one could even open the hood on the car.
Yeah, they disabled the hood latches.
Yes.
One of the cars actually ran out of the 12 volt, out of power in the 12 volt.
Well, that's pretty common in a Prius. Because the battery's this big.
Yeah.
Well, and Tony got in trouble for taking one apart.
I didn't get escorted out. And it wasn't just
we'll
me.
talk about that shortly.
Yeah.
We'll talk about what Tony found out shortly. Today in Frankfurt, or yesterday in Frankfurt. Anyway, at some point in Frankfurt this week, can't even keep my days straight since I got back. They did another reveal for the Europeans, and I thought that Frankfurt would be like, here's our 900 mile of the gallon Prius, and it's gonna get 600 horsepower. It's gonna have 100% torque off the line, better than a Tesla Model S P90.
And it's a Tesla killer.
Yeah, a Tesla killer run by Apple.
Right.
Elon Musk was proud. No, but they really didn't say much. They kind of confirmed the double wishbone suspension, which I think they had mentioned in Vegas. But there really wasn't a lot of other new information. In fact, the press release that Toyota Europe put out for Frankfurt had the same title and the same opening paragraph as the press release that they put out the reveal night in Vegas.
Except it was in German.
We will not be telling you a damn thing.
Actually, I watched the Periscope live stream of it. Toyota Ireland did a Periscope of it, and
where did they get that idea?
It was wonderful. Yeah, who would think to do Periscope? It was perfectly in English, so I was kind of shocked by that. How do all these Europeans feel going to this thing and it not being in their language?
Because they all speak English. They all speak 7 languages.
We're the only country that won't speak another language.
Yeah.
So, kind of interesting, but over the last week or so, we have kind of pulled together all of the sources of information of people who were there last week in Vegas, and we have pulled together a lot of information based on that. And there were also a few people that were taking pictures in Frankfurt that offered some new details as well. So I guess, Paul, have you had a chance to listen to the show that we did last week or watch the
part of
Periscope
it?
wall?
The audio was pretty crappy, but I would like to have seen under the hood of the car. I would have liked to have heard something about all-wheel drive, which was a rumor, but nothing's confirmed yet. So, interesting layout. I mean, I see they put everything in the center of the dash so they can make one dash for the entire world. So if you have a right-hand drive market, it's easy to do. I like the cell phone tray charger thing. That's kind of cool. I don't like the fact they don't support Google or Apple, integration. That's retarded.
Yeah.
The car looks pretty cool. I mean, I haven't seen it in real life. It looks a little meaner than a typical Prius. Mm-hmm. And, of course, I'd like to drive it, see how it handles, how it feels. But I guess we'll see when it starts shipping.
Yeah. Oh, about the hood latches being disabled. Somebody's got an echo. Does somebody know who that is?
It's probably me. I don't have my headphones in here because it's another thing that I have in the bedroom.
All right.
Wow.
I will turn down
She
my audio.
really missed. You were gone like 3 days.
You need the webcam and the headphones? I don't know what's going on
Wow.
here. Yeah.
I'm sending her a message right now.
Mm-hmm. So there, I just a little bit of speculation from our friend Tom Stengel that perhaps one of the reasons that the hood was disabled was that they wanted to make sure that no one might accidentally install an engine block heater in one of the cars.
Oh, bloody hell.
Because
you went
that
there.
maybe happened in 2009.
Yeah.
Who knows? A couple things I found out from Frankfurt that I thought were interesting. First of all, the 12 volt's been moved to the front, so no more 12 volt in the back.
Oh,
yeah, which is really nice. I mean, anyone who's ever drained the 12 volt in their Prius, and I'm not saying that I have, it's just maybe trying to get any part of the car open to jump the 12 volts, or there were the access port, the access points up in the front that were literally so small that the big jumper cables had a hard time getting to them, and you couldn't get the latch open to get to the 12 volt. So putting it up front
Prius
is
jumper cable.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So putting it up front is a really good thing.
Yep. Yeah, because you can manually open the hatch, but you got to crawl through and move the crap, and it's not fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that will be a nice change. And then something that I don't know if we should have expected or what. I don't know. It's just like this nice little thing that I like, which is the side mirror turn signal lights, the LED lights in the side mirrors.
Yeah.
I just like those. It's like a higher end touch that.
But that's only a European thing, or is that going to be
only in Europe?
Only in Europe.
So the Prius Chat store should sell that.
As far as to replace it with a chrome strip. So they had to design and produce a piece to go in that slot. So either a 30-cent strip or a 45-cent LED array. Was going in
don't make fun of that 15 cents per unit cost, okay, mister? Because that's somebody's salary.
Yep.
But
now there's a market for the Prius Chat shop to sell Euro Mirror upgrade kits.
Yes, coming next fall to and that's priuschat.com/shop. You will be able to buy 2016 blinker side mirrors.
Yep.
So what's funny is I've started working on my 2016 Prius accessory category already for the shop.
All right.
Because there were 2 videos that I don't know if they leaked or if just people put them up early. There was a company that made 2 Prius accessory videos this week, and so we already know that they're coming out with roof rack or roof rails, I guess. So you can put a rack on the top. So factory roof rails for the Prius and factory body side moldings, which, funny enough, Toyota has done with every model of Prius, and they've always recalled them in the first year. So we'll see if they actually successfully produce them this time.
So I'm under the impression there's no storage bin under the rear deck anymore.
Oh.
It's like a piece of foam like the Prius C.
About that.
So that's an opportunity. Someone should make a little storage tray that replaces the foamy to give useful storage.
Oh,
could be Toyota, but
Yeah, I'll tell you what. That is one thing that I would seriously want to look into when I get my car, is how I can carve out that foam and
little pockets and shit.
Fit my Gen 2 storage tray under the cargo deck. Yeah, that to me was a major disappointment, to lift up the bay.
That's a fair amount of free invisible storage. That's handy.
Yeah, although if you get the nickel metal hydride version of the car, then you get a spare tire, but you would not be able to carve anything out of the foam because the spare tire is right there.
But you can make, sort of little custom fitted pockets for knickknacks.
Yeah, you could. You could like carve around it, I guess. Yeah.
Because like the Prius C has a pretty crappy foam thing in the back too.
Yeah.
What if you just made a 4-inch deep tray that was the size of the whole back, so that the back hatch was the same level as the lip of the...
Ooh, for the lithium, you're talking like for the lithium car? Yes, that would be very nice.
That'd be a big... You could put little compartments in there.
Let's write
Right.
that down for
So,
the
real
Prius-
quick, for the uninitiated, Tony, can you go through the cargo area differences between nickel and the lithium?
Okay, yes. So we have established that the Prius is coming with 2 battery composition options. There's going to be the nickel metal hydride that Toyota's been working with for 15 years now, and then lithium ion, which we think is going to be in what's called the Eco version that we suspect is going to be rated higher than the nickel metal hydride. One thing we did discover was the car in Vegas that had the lithium ion did not have a spare. The car with the nickel metal hydride did have a spare tire under the cargo.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, here's the thing: if the lithium, but both batteries have actually been moved up under the back seat. So the reason we suspect that the lithium ion is going to be this higher mileage car is based purely on the fact that if they bring in lithium ion and shed weight, then they can higher rate the car. Then the car will get better mileage. So they'll be able to say that they have a car that achieves, whatever that benchmark is going to be, and we don't know what it is yet because they haven't said anything. But it would only be that package. Nickel metal hydride, we would see, the number being tossed around is a 10% improvement, which would push it up to 55. But we know there's a lot more safety features that are being introduced this year, and every new feature adds a little bit of weight. In a train?
Sorry.
Sorry, that's me.
In Florida.
It's my cousin Vinny.
So that's the 946 New York.
Yes. So,
Can you still hear it? Okay.
No, we don't hear it. The so the nickel metal hydride does have the spare tire, and because of the spare tire, the cargo floor is at level with the seats when they're folded, just like every Prius so far. But the lithium does not have the spare tire, so they were able to lower the cargo floor about 4 inches. Now, depending on who you talk to, marketing says you've picked up an extra cubic foot and a half. But people who like folding the seats and putting things in there complain that now the floor is not level with the seats. So it's a give and take.
But someone can make a bin that fits in there, like Russell said, and brings it up and have hidden storage.
And you can
just
buy
like a Gen
one.
2 or a Gen 3 Prius.
Yes, exactly. You'll be able to buy one at priuschat.com/store. /shop. Yeah. No, it is, and a lot of people who do camp in their Prius, and we know there are people who do, and people who use their Prius to haul things, and have just gotten accustomed to just sliding long things in, and it just slides right off of the cargo area, right up the seats, and now you've got this 4-inch gap. And I mean, it is substantial. It's so you're sliding something in, and it's just going to hit, and you'll have to physically lift it up to come up.
It was a
over
little jarring to see it.
Yeah, it really was.
It's kind of un-Prius-y.
Yeah, so the people have already talked about what they're going to do to make up that gap.
I tell you what will be nice. Well, there's a couple things that won't be nice about it. Number one is you might need different cargo trays, the ones made by Husqvarna or WeatherTech, to go in the trunk. But that also means that the ones, when you do have a cargo tray, the cargo tray will likely, the lip of it will probably come up like even with where the seats come.
Mm-hmm.
So like right now I have a problem when I put something in my car, it just bends the back of the cargo tray where the seat is, to kind of lay flat.
Right.
But you won't have that problem anymore, at least. Toyota actually outed the Eco model in their press room photos. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Was it was the badge, right? Was that it?
Yeah, there's a blue Prius in the press room, Toyota press room photos. And if you zoom in on the back of it, you can pretty clearly see Eco on the back.
No, I'm bringing that up now.
While we're talking about badging, one thing that was interesting was complete lack of HSD badging. It says hybrid, but not HSD.
Really?
Right. It says it's sort of like the Camry.
That's because they're going to the IMA system.
Yes. I believe that is the rationale that was given. No, it's like the Camry. I think it was the Camry, the first one that did the hybrid SD.
Oh, really?
Do you know what I mean?
Or the Lexus hybrid drive, or what was Lexus calling it?
Well, it's the.
Wait, is that what that logo says now? Hybrid SD?
Yeah, let me see if I can do this.
Okay, they've got it up on the press room as well.
I gotta start.
Maybe it's going to be hybrid HD. It'll be like high def.
Okay, so
hybrid 4K.
Yeah, hybrid 4K.
So here's this. Can y'all see this?
Yeah.
And so it's going to lose quality, but yeah, it's a hybrid, and then the S and the D.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So whereas it used to be HSD, and that thing sort of looked like an H,
Mm-hmm.
and it was HSD. Now it's the word hybrid synergy drive. And then if you look down toward the front, there's still the side badging. It's the exact same hybrid SD. And then coming back to the back, here's the Eco that Danny was talking about on the blue car. So yeah, I think that was either an accidental leak or it was a planned, let's see who notices this kind of thing. Yeah. Wait, am I? Yeah, so you can see where it is right there. Yep.
So, and then we found out that there's like touring grade, right?
Touring, yeah. I asked, and I did get confirmation that the touring model was in fact not named for Alan Touring. I just wanted to clarify that.
There were a lot of questions online about that.
Right.
Oh, Russell is trying to call me as a video call.
Is he watching the debate?
That's what he intended.
Yeah. But I will say that the blue and the red, seeing the red in person is stunning. It is a beautiful red. But this blue, I hadn't seen this blue before, and I think that the blue looks really nice.
The blue does look very nice, and Prius hasn't always had a good-looking blue, but this is a good one.
Yeah.
The red is.
There's a really nice,
pretty.
like Tacoma truck blue I've seen. Maybe they're using the same blue.
Yeah. I think the red is 100% brand new, isn't it, Tony?
Yes. Yeah. And I forgot what they called it. What did?
Ferrari red?
Exactly. They called it Ferrari trademark red. Yes.
Surprisingly red.
Because it goes as fast as a Ferrari, we all know that.
Yeah. What did they call it? Ultimate? No, something outrageous, luscious. I don't know.
The black was the Attitude Black, but I don't remember the red.
Attitude.
Yeah, the black was nice actually. It has
The black was gorgeous.
Some colorful stuff.
Yeah. The only thing about the black was in the room they had the black was indoors and it was kind of dark-ish. Indoors.
very darkish,
Very,
really
yeah.
poor lighting. Whereas
Yeah.
outside they had LED lighting that highlighted the sparkly bits.
Yeah.
Inside it was like the lighting was horrible. And here's this car that is black with these big beautiful metal flakes of like blue and green and all these nice colors, like hyper black sand pearl. And yeah, it was just not shown off very well.
Yeah. Trying to take a picture of a black car in a dark room.
Yeah, well, Danny posted some close-ups that I tried to do that I think you can kind of see the colors, but
yeah. But yeah, definitely getting away from, at least in my mind, these aren't just, these are very live colors. I mean, they jump out.
Prius has needed that for a long time. Colors have been pretty lame.
Yeah, I mean, in the 2004-2005 they had the Thailand Pearl, and they haven't had anything come even close to touching that since then. Yeah.
adult diaper gold.
What
Still
about?
my favorite Prius color.
Did they have the same smart key system as the Gen 3, or did it look different? Anybody see the actual fob?
The fob itself is shaped slightly different.
Okay.
The buttons are all pretty much the same. I didn't see one with a remote AC.
Yeah, I didn't see
interesting.
one.
Interesting, yeah. Although it's hard to say, the three configurations they had there, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fob is a little bit different. There's like a little bit flashier, but otherwise just about identical. Size.
So,
wise.
yeah,
Hey, Russell,
Tom just.
Talk.
I'm sorry? Oh, is it still pretty bad?
Just eat it.
Just, hi there, how's it going?
So
There
yeah,
we go.
Tom reminded me that it was Midnight Black.
I thought it was Attitude Black.
Attitude Black sounds cooler.
Maybe not. Okay, sorry.
Is it Attitude Red?
What do I know?
If I was
Ask
buying a
Tom.
black car, I'd rather be Attitude Black than Midnight Black.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Midnight Black with an
just seems
attitude.
redundant.
So some other things from Frankfurt that I didn't notice in Vegas. There were pictures of, and this is the thing that is affording photographers that we did not get in Vegas. In Frankfurt, they are in a room, in like a conference hall with wonderful lighting, and so they're getting all kinds of detailed pictures that we couldn't get in Las Vegas. But they've got pictures of a HUD or HUD system, heads-up display system, on that. I'll call it the hero car, the touring highest-end model. I have no idea. I didn't notice that on ours in the U.S. Did anyone else? Was that part of the safety package or anything that they talked about?
The package 9.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember. I don't remember the package, but actually it was the lithium ion. It was the black car with the lithium ion that had the heads-up display. And so that would have been the Eco.
That's right. You guys did get a picture of that.
We got a picture of it, and it was indoors. So yeah, it was the black one. But I don't remember. Of course, I didn't get in the red one or the silver one. The two of them that were outside. I didn't get in it, powered up, and look for the display. So that I don't know.
Which one? Are you saying that's the black one inside?
The black one was inside. Yeah.
What was it? Oh, I remember which car was inside. That one had a sunroof as well.
Yes.
Which I'm guessing that like a sunroof option would only be available with the lithium battery because that's the only way they could eliminate enough weight to do it.
Right.
'Cause remember they bitched about that for years. Oh, we can't put a sunroof in because it's too much weight. Oh, but we'll throw 17-inch wheels on it. That's
Yeah. Because the way I see it, putting the sunroof in, because when you retract the sunroof, then that literally makes the car lighter because there's less car. It's like rolling down the windows. Same effect.
Power seat? I mean, talk about parasitic weight. One of them had power seats, didn't it? Or a power driver's seat?
The black one did have
a power driver's seat?
It did have a power driver's seat.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hello, thanks, Tony. Come in.
The red one did as well.
Did it? Okay, I didn't see. Yeah.
Hypersonic red. Thanks to Austin for remembering that.
Yeah, the black. Yeah, Tom just said the black had HUD, and he got pictures of the button turned on. Yeah, we all tried to get pictures of it. The one thing that I thought was interesting is I remember trying to get pictures of the V when the heads-up display came out, and it had that flashy, the LED, like you know what I mean, like you're trying to get a picture of it. This one, I was taking pictures of it, and they were all clear, crisp pictures, as though the projection technology is somehow different.
Or maybe your shutter speed changed.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that too.
Maybe you had a 60 hertz camera and it was confused.
Yes.
I think if we figured out a way for CNN to get Will.i.am in a hologram with their coverage, I think that we can improve on that.
Wow.
Technology.
That was just like, where'd that come from? From? Dude.
I don't know. You say heads-up display and holograms. That's all I can think of is Will.i.am.
So did any journalists get to drive the car?
No, not
as far as we know.
Wow, that's kind of lame.
I've heard rumors that first drives aren't until November, so we might not hear any journalist reviews until mid-November, I would think, at the earliest.
However, I think we are going to get to drive them sooner. I just made that up.
Yeah.
Because you're on a plane to Frankfurt right now.
Yes.
Right.
Tokyo.
And,
actually,
and you're going to drive what are probably non-drivable vehicles.
Right.
Yes. I'm
So
going to
Bruce
drive a
Johnson.
right-hand.
Sorry, I'm trying to cut through the clutter of our conversation and actually get to real questions. Bruce Johnson in the chat is asking, was there any mention of a PIP, plug-in Prius? And I think that is pretty well confirmed. I think a Toyota rep confirmed that on Prius chat that there would be a year delay.
Yes. There is going to be a 1 year no plug-in Prius, and in fact we don't know right now whether they're still producing. Do we know? Are they still producing the current gen plug-in Prius?
No, I think it went end of line.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure.
And any mention of all-wheel drive?
There wasn't, except for in one confusing Auto Express article out of Frankfurt.
And I believe that was a mistake. Yes, I honestly, emphatically believe that was a journalistic mistake.
So the RAV4 information was released around the same time as the Prius information, and the RAV4 does have a four-wheel drive system. The RAV4 hybrid has an E four-wheel drive system. However, there's an Auto Express article out there that does not corroborate with any press release that I've seen that quotes a E four-wheel drive system in the Prius that is good up to 37 miles an hour.
Right.
Yeah, and when Danny says it's released at about the same time, all new Toyota cars were in the same PDF, and the one that I pulled off the press room. So you're reading through the PDF, and I was going to say if you're not paying attention, except that there's a picture of the car in big font of what the car is, and the 3 pages dedicated to the new Prius says nothing about all-wheel drive, and the RAV4 clearly says that there is going to be E four-wheel drive, and somehow this one journalist took those two, mashed them together, and now there's this huge internet flurry that the Prius is going to have E four-wheel drive.
Well, he also mentioned about the plug-in range, which no one's really talking about either. He said that currently, I guess the UK range is rated at 15.5, and he mentioned, I think his quote was a minimal increase upon that range, which would be very disappointing. But
Yeah.
again, that's
But
information I haven't
that's
seen anywhere, and they're a year away from releasing that car. So
Yeah, and you know what I think is if they're putting the batteries under the passenger seat, hello, Russell. Um, if they're putting the batteries under the seats, then there's, in my opinion, there's a lot of potential for a lot of battery space. If you see the pictures that were taken in Vegas of the lithium-ion battery pack under the seat, you'll see that, in my opinion, it really only fills about 2/3 of the space under the seat. They could potentially go much wider and maybe even encroach into the cargo space.
Well, like the European Prius V has the battery under the rear seat, and they have a third row seat for skinny Europeans.
Mm-hmm.
well,
Hey,
and
hey.
that could be interesting with the plug-in is if they went with a T configuration like the Volt.
Right.
If they just shove that mother all the way up
Uh-huh.
to the front dash.
They could make a battery buttress.
Ooh.
Wow. Maybe that's what the new roof racks are for.
Yes, the battery's on the top.
Yes.
Aerodynamically styled.
So within the showcase, I don't know where the button is for it for everyone who's listening. I just posted a link to a Prius Chat album that we, as a collective group who are in Vegas, have been adding to, and we've got 718 photos in there from the reveal. So we try to get a lot of the detail that you're hearing about in the show. We try to get a lot of that in picture form. So be sure to check out that link, because that has proven to be very popular so far. It's got 16,000 views already.
Wow.
In a few days it's been out.
And the cool thing is, go look at those pictures, because one of the neat things I feel is you had a lot of these journalists taking pictures, and they just take pictures, they write some stuff, and then they go on their way. But there were 10 of us there, Prius owners, Prius drivers, experienced Prius people.
The word is enthusiasts.
Enthusiasts, yes, 10 Prius enthusiasts, mavens who knew what to look for, and I thought it was really interesting. Whatever. We would see a little subtle something, and we knew if this is here, then that means this, and this, and we were able to connect the dots, and so we knew what to take.
Which is why you thought to pull up the seat in the first place.
Which I do have to. I don't actually know who it was whose idea it was to pull up the seat. It may have been Stengel's and John's, as far as I know.
But there was no sign that said "Don't pull up the seat."
Correct. There was also no sign that said "Do not remove the plastic wheel covers," so those came off.
Did somebody finally get them off?
Yeah.
Didn't. How did the alloy wheels underneath them look?
They looked pretty good. I think it was Evan. I'm pretty sure it was Evan who was standing over my right shoulder, and I sat down next to the wheel, and I said, "Okay, I don't know how much time we're going to have on this, so get ready." So he got his camera and he focused all in, and he's like, "Okay, go." And I just reached and pulled the bastards off, and I just heard, okay, I looked around, shoved it back on.
Nice.
Yeah. And,
that's the last time we get invited.
wow, that's what we said in Detroit. Somehow we got
good
back.
point.
One of the neat things is if you look, one of the black one again had the full round cover, and then if you look, the red one had different tires, and it actually had little triangular insets between the spokes, and each one of those was removable. Now,
really?
Yeah, I thought that was cool. For you can really get into some personalization with that.
Yeah, so that's what Rodney and I were talking about, that because depending on the color, if they only come in white, then they really don't match that well. So go to priuschat.com/shop next fall,
and they'll sell spokes.
And they'll sell the spoke sets. Yes.
Paul, there's a photo of
All right.
the key fob.
Yeah.
That's the back side of
the other side.
I've got some.
The other side looks
think it's-
pretty much the same.
I think it's the very
As the
next.
current
next
Just
one.
wondering what
picture.
chipset, if it has like the Camry chipset or the Gen 3.
Oh,
That we don't
I'll
know.
have to look and find the
good
other
question, Paul.
Yeah.
Are you have porn ads on Prius Chat now? Is that one?
Yes, that's exactly what that is.
one.
Ashley
It's some
Madison.
sort of autonomous person ad. I don't know. It's freaky. Anyway, there's 80 pages of photos, so please go check them out over on Prius Chat.
Yes.
718 photos total. What are some other quick hits that we can do for folks, like things that kind of stuck out
Did
to
he
us?
have a package with fog lights that always break on the lower grille?
I hope so.
Yes,
And
there
this
were
time
fog
they
lights.
have-
They were LED, if I'm not mistaken.
But were they broken like every other Prius?
That's kind of what's one thing that was interesting to me was that they've got this like triangle piece that you see in the higher end model down below the headlight piece, and it is a like 3 LED
hmm
DRL is the best thing I can come up with, and then right above that is a single spot with the fog lights. But what was weird is that they all illuminated at one time when you have the headlights on. And traditionally, you see DRLs turn off when you have the headlights on.
Yeah.
So, but of course, no one was answering any questions whatsoever about that, and none of those questions were answered in Frankfurt today. So, at one point before this car goes on sale, someone might answer the question where this shit is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there you go,
And-
Tony. That's
And
it.
then the European cars have turn indicators on the side of the fenders, right? Like the
Yeah.
No, I think they got rid of those to just have the ones in the mirror.
On the mirrors.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't even know where I was going.
What else was there? Oh, thinking about the Frankfurt and the reveal and all this stuff. I'm thinking that what they're doing, maybe I'm not the only person thinking this, but I'm really thinking that what they're doing is building up to the Tokyo show, and at the Tokyo show, then all the information is going to come out.
What's the date of the Tokyo show, Tony? Do you know? Danny's showing us something.
If I had my phone,
Here's
I
a great
would.
photo of that black.
Oh yeah,
it's got specklies in it.
Yeah, it's
it was
beautiful.
yeah. It's like confetti.
In the sun, it's going to be gorgeous.
When is the Tokyo Auto Show? Outline of the 44th, 2015 is October 30th to the November 8th. So we'll have to wait all the way to the end of October.
Boy, I can't wait for that. People are really patient on Prius Chat, thank goodness.
Yes.
So, Danny, let me ask you this, and I guess obviously Tony and Paul can chime in too, but I mean, is this kind of like slow reveal, quote unquote, teaser marketing, is this effective, or does this just piss people off?
It blows.
It pisses people off.
I think it is actually pissing people off, and you'll notice that a lot of the journalists are, I don't want to say, panning the car, but they have nothing to talk about.
Right.
And
Right.
and I think that all they're talking about is, well, here's what the car looks like, because it's all the information they had. And they're not
it's a
being
divisive design. So it's, from a journalist perspective, it's fun to take the opposite stance of someone else so that you can get more clicks. So you'll see one that calls it the worst looking car ever made, and then you'll see another one that says it's the most wonderful piece of design you've ever met. But Toyota's proud of this design. They're very proud of it. It's the first time I can remember that they've had the design engineer be up on the stage with the car along with the chief.
That's John Ivey, or
Yeah.
Oh!
Sir Jonathan Ives was there.
It's made out of aluminium.
So what we tried to
Magnesium.
do with the
And it's-
2016 Prius.
milled from unicorn tears.
Yes.
couple of the things that stood out to me, the hatch height is at a much higher angle now. They've also gotten rid of the two handles that you have in the third-gen Prius, which I really like. And they've gone back to just the one on the right side. So sorry, lefties, you guys suck again.
You suck.
But the hatch is much higher, which kind of surprised me with the age of the average Prius buyer.
And no power hatch option like the Highlanders?
No power hatch, which I kind of thought they might come out with this time, but kind of also thought they never will because of the weight.
Right.
Is there anything that jumped out to you guys, Russell and Tony?
I was going through Prius chat and looking for, like questions and things that people have asked. A lot of people were upset about storage. The Fortune Prius.
I'm sorry. Can you upset about what storage? Not that there's not enough, or that what?
That there's none. I mean,
okay, the glove box disappeared. That's kind of weird.
The glove box is about this thick.
Right, but the glove box is bizarre.
Like the Gen 2 secret drawer. No more secret drawer.
As far as we know, I don't think anybody found one.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to find anything there either because the cup holders are right there in the center, kind of where it used to be, where the secret drawer was.
Mm-hmm. It even felt to me as though the center console got thinner. At least
and
compared
also,
to the
if you
Gen
put a
2.
picture of the center console next to a picture of Darth Vader, you will never be able to unsee the center console as being Darth Vader. Everyone at home,
that's
do it, and
a
you'll never not see Darth Vader Prius.
Star Wars movie that's coming out. That's a marketing ploy.
Probably so. We had a question on the Google Plus page. Who in this group is going to buy a Prius Gen 4?
That's a great question. Whoever that is, cheers to you.
What? I'm gonna buy one. But right now I'm trying to figure out what happened.
You're gonna buy one, Tony?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I got more pressing matters. It's 2-2, top of the ninth. The Cubs are tied with the Pirates, and I'm trying to figure out what just happened in the last inning. But I'm sorry. What are we doing? Where are we?
Here's where we need a director. Cut Schaefer's camera.
Yes. Who's driving? Okay. So I have as much information as everyone else, and I like the look. I like the bold style. My car's 11 years old. I've been waiting for this next gen. I intentionally took a pass on the Gen 3 because I just didn't care for the entire cockpit, the green, black, white sort of thing. Just didn't care for it.
Wow.
I kind of like this car.
What are you talking about? Green, black, white thing.
The black and white. The dash is.
Where's the green?
Okay, maybe it's not green. So mine's green, I guess.
Are you talking about the displays?
Yeah.
Oh,
just black and white.
Yeah, the displays are very aged.
The segmented displays.
Yeah. I hate those segmented displays. I really do.
Which, as basic as the 4th gen Prius displays are, they're very crisp. I like them. Multicolored.
Do they at least have the cool spotlight to light up the gear shift from the ceiling?
I also would have noticed that.
Yeah. I didn't see one, Paul. Sadly.
That is cool.
Yeah.
The Gen 3.
That's weird. I love my Gen 3. I don't know what Tony's talking about.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Some people, I always say some people like dark meat, some people like white meat, some people like red wine, some people like white wine. We've all got preferences.
Pepsi.
Yeah, Coke, Pepsi.
Where are you going with this, Schaefer?
I'm going with this in that the Gen 3 just didn't tickle my fancy. That's where I'm going with this.
But I mean, you can't say you're going to buy it. You haven't even driven the car.
Right, I haven't driven it. But right now, it's high on the list.
I'm going to go with Paul. I haven't seen a price. I haven't seen specs. I haven't driven it.
I haven't looked under the hood.
I haven't looked under the hood. I've touched it, and I've seen it. And
does it smell like a Prius?
No.
The Prius smell?
It smelled like Vegas, actually.
It
Smelled
kind
like
of. It
What, a
kind of.
smell like
smoky
smoky
prostitute?
people?
Yeah, and I'm going to leave that, whatever you think Vegas smell is, that's what this smells
It-
like.
it
I'm going to leave that
smells
to
like-
your imagination.
Smelled like glitter and vanilla.
Yeah. So, yeah, my answer right now is a provisional wait and see.
Yeah.
What about you, Paul?
Well, I definitely wouldn't buy it new. I'd wait till it's a few years old and the engine grenades or something and buy it cheap from a customer, because that's how I own my cars.
Wow.
Good for you.
Wow.
Good for you.
I need to move
Cooper?
closer to Paul.
Yeah.
I will not be. My plug-in Prius, my 2013 is next to my 2006 is my favorite Prius so far. So I won't be getting rid of it anytime soon. I'm trying to buy it. I'm having a horrible, horrible time with TFS trying to buy this stupid damn car.
TFS is difficult to deal with?
It was
Just send it
due
back and
in-
buy one on the open market.
You know, Paul, I would if I could find them easily in this part of the country, but I just can't find them. And especially with all the mods and stuff that I've done with it at this point, it'd be hard to just start over.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah,
where-
Cooper has like $30,000 worth of accessories on that car. It's the only $60,000 Prius in the United States.
I'm literally calling TFS on a daily basis. Can I just send you a check? Let me just send you a check. And they're like, no, you have to do it through a local dealer. And of course, the dealer's not going to make any money off of it. So
No, they're going to
not
make
calling
you
you
pay
back.
the $500 paperwork fee.
Probably so.
Yeah.
They will.
Yeah. And
Guaranteed.
can I tell you how similar your experience with TFS is to my experience with TFS? That like they're fine as long as everything's good and you're not bucking the system, but as soon as you need anything that's like just a millimeter out of spec, it's like all of a sudden their brains just seize up.
Yeah. Well, I finally spoke with someone today who was somewhat helpful. So hopefully we'll see
Oh.
this go somewhere.
But literally, you're going to go to the local dealer to close up the deal, and they're going to go, oh, you got to pay the $500 dock fee to own a car that you've already owned for how many years?
Do you have a dealer license, Paul?
No, but I know that's what the dealers do.
Yeah. Basically, the dock fee is
Pure profit.
because they got in trouble, I remember many years ago, for writing the $500 fuck you fee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little too blunt.
Right. Right.
So that's what's been going on in my life with my Prius. But I love my plug-in. I'm not going to get rid of it anytime soon. If they come out with a 30-mile range plug-in, which I think people are nuts. I think people are nuts who say that.
Yeah.
Every time I see them on Prius chat, I just shake my head. But if
It's
they
like
It's called a Chevy Volt.
It's like a 70 MPG 4th gen Prius. Right. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's
why
gonna
can't they do
I'm
it?
not going to buy it.
Why
It's like,
not?
yeah. Well, exactly. What's wrong? Well, there's this thing called physics.
Yes. At the end of the day,
You
physics
can get
always
70
wins.
miles out of a Gen 1 Insight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's IMA. IMA is superior to HSD. We
That's
all know
true.
that.
Yeah, we all know that.
Yeah. And in a hurricane? No, wait, I'm not going there.
No.
And you've all seen the 90 or 190 mile an hour Insight video?
Now what?
Go on
They dropped
YouTube.
it. They dropped
Type
it from
in
a crane.
Insight 190 miles an hour. No, it's an Insight with a tweaked out engine on the salt flats, and it doesn't end well, but no one dies. You should watch it.
What drive this where you get pointed to snuff films?
Yes. No one died. But 190 mile an hour Insight, it's pretty amazing.
I can't. Can you imagine what that car does at 190 miles an hour?
It flies, literally.
Yeah.
End over end, many times.
Oh,
I have a feeling my video is going to get choppy here in a minute because I've got to watch this.
oh no.
Well, let's kind of round this thing up. We're right at a little over an hour. The final question, I did want to touch on this final question from Bruce. He said, wouldn't it be great if the PIP became the top-of-the-line Prius? Not a different model, just the top-of-the-line option. I think that's a good idea, but I actually think a better idea would be if the plug-in Prius was just the base Prius. If they somehow found a way to make it cost the same as a base Prius, they said, you know what? If we made
2 million.
Yeah, if we made 2 million Priuses across the world over the next couple of years and we had 2 million batteries in them, our costs are going to come significantly down. Let's make every Prius a plug-in, because the Prius plug-in, in my opinion, is superior to a standard Prius. It sucks as far as like getting, easy, and Russell can attest to this, it's easy to kick it out of EV mode, and there are some limitations to it from that perspective, but it is still a fantastic Prius. And in my opinion, it should be the base Prius, because even people who didn't charge on a daily basis would find benefits from it.
Yeah, but I think it's all about cost.
Yeah, the base Prius can't cost $35,000.
No, obviously.
Probably not end well. Yeah.
Not that it would have to, but
Yeah.
So, anyway, that is a little bit more information about the plug-in Prius, or about the Prius.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry we didn't have any real new news out of Frankfurt. I thought that we would have, but
I was hoping for something. I really.
I mean, do you think they're intentionally holding off just so they can sell all the old inventory and get it out of the stores before they?
I think this is probably more of a Tokyo experiment more than anything else.
Like I said, I think they're holding off until the Tokyo Auto Show. And I think that they're trying something new where it's teaser, and then data dump. But I don't know that any manufacturer's ever done anything like this before. People don't like it.
Right.
I'm not sure who this benefits. I mean, how people get excited when they don't know anything.
Well, and then no one can drive the car. I mean, the whole point of a car is the driving experience.
Yeah.
Well, so, I mean, this is, in a sense, it's kind of like Danny just said, it's like a big finger to the enthusiast market.
Right.
So I think the question is, someone at Toyota thinks that the mainstream market will be captivated by this lack of information.
I think they think that it's going to keep the word Prius in the news longer, but what it's really doing is it's just boring journalists from, they're not going to write it, because if they come out with like a little bit of information out of Frankfurt, it's hard to find the little bit of information that came out in Frankfurt, because it's on top of all this crap that we already knew from Vegas. So if they don't individualize the data, how's anybody going to write about it?
Well, they're going to make stuff up, and they're going to speculate, and they're going to start rumors, and they're going to say that the Prius has E4-wheel drive, and they're going to just, I mean, they have to put down 300 words or whatever. So they're just going to make shit up.
They're just going to cut and paste from the boilerplate press release.
How possible is this? How possible is it that they haven't even figured out what it is yet?
No, they can't. I mean, if they're shipping it in January, they better have it on production now.
I wouldn't disagree with you, but how possible is it that they just haven't finalized very much?
That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
There would be, but how possible? I would say 15%.
Could they be that far behind? Could they be that confused? It happens, kids. I'm not saying that it's the most likely alternative. I just, at some point you have to wonder, are they too clever, or are they maybe just behind the ball?
Or this was a late redesign.
Yeah.
It's not like they haven't had 5.5 years to.
Or maybe they promised the first test drive to Jeremy Clarkson of Top Gear Amazon.
No. That's so horrible.
The Prius doesn't run.
The Prius.
Yes, the Prius.
Doesn't go around the track fast enough.
That's right.
I will say one more thing. I think this design is a design that I've seen so many people trash on it. They've seen the pictures and they'd be like, ugh, moving on, But I think it's the type of car that doesn't sell itself as well in pictures as it does in person. You know, Tony, Russell, and I all had the advantage of, well, other than the leaks that came out in the days before, we kind of had the advantage of the first time we saw the car was in person. And so that is what we based our reactions from. And my reaction was very positive. I think it's aggressive looking. It looks like it backs up what they say, which is that it's going to be fun to drive. And that rear taillight is just gorgeous. If you don't have new technology to put in the car, like is what I kind of think that the Prius has always based itself around, you should at least do something daring, like use new lighting technology to build into the design the way that they did.
One thing I heard is it's even lower now in the front.
Yeah, actually, John did a great description of that. I've got some video I need to put up on YouTube. Actually,
like the nose is already scrape on Priuses going into driveways. Is it going to be even worse now with the Gen 4?
There is not a lot of room in the front.
Yeah.
So
the wheels are closer to the front? Or?
No, there is, though, Paul, for Colorado, there is a shovel option.
Yes.
Right, it does have
cow plow on the front of the train there.
Scoop. Yes. Yes. Is added to it. Hypersonic red. Oh my God. Austin sent me this a half hour ago. It's called hypersonic red.
Yeah, I already said that, Tony.
Yeah, you weren't paying attention.
Somebody said that, and we thanked Austin for that.
Yeah,
come on, dude.
He's too busy watching YouTube videos, making his connection go to crap.
Yes, I'm watching the Cubs.
Yeah, would you stop?
Damn it! And I did have it. 6.5 inches is the ground clearance.
Oh.
In the front, in the very front, we measured it at 6.5 inches.
But is it like how long is the front compared to the Gen 2 or 3?
I don't.
You enter the slightest driveway in a Gen 2 or a Gen 3 and the nose scrapes.
That would require actual data.
Yeah, and we did have a tape measure, but we didn't do every possible measurement, and there were some things we didn't do. But I'm sure that this one scrapes just like the others, because there are some things you want to feel familiar even with as a new car, and you want to.
And we saw a lot of under panel plastic, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Tons.
A lot of replaceable black plastic.
Yep.
And to just say it one more time, the car that was hoisted was not a real car.
Yes.
Oh, really?
That was not a real car.
It was not the same car that came driving out.
It was an illusion. It was the Vegas
David
people.
Copperfield was running the show?
Yes. Yes. It was, in fact, I walked over to the round thing that they had there, and I took my phone and shoved it up into the thing and snapped a burst of pictures. And I have pictures of the model still sitting up there. And then as they were tearing the set down, when everything was down, I have pictures of the car, the hoisted car being lowered down to the ground. So they were two separate cars. So
you ruin the magic for everyone, Tony.
Yes, I'm like Vinny. I'm like his uncle who goes to a magician. Wait.
Beyond possible.
Yes, beyond possible. Exactly.
Well, so hopefully by the end of October we'll have another podcast where we can talk about actual Prius information.
We can only hope.
Until then, next week it's a Tesla killer.
So the main takeaways are better looking, reduced storage space.
Yeah.
Nice
paint options.
I think I'm going to have to disagree maybe with Austin. Just sent me this and said that the Gen 3 is 5.5 inches off the ground and the Gen 2 is only 5. Because when I got home,
I heard somewhere it said that was less than the Gen 3.
I measured mine, and I want to say that mine was something like 6.5 front clearance on my Gen 2 is almost 7 inches. I have it written down right here. So I don't know about that, Austin. I'm going to have to take you up on that.
Well, but there's no real cars that you can put a tape measure on, so.
Yeah, well, we'll
Tony
do that.
actually has one in his driveway. He'll be doing the next podcast from his hypersonic.
From his Gen 4 hypersonic.
Red midnight hypersonic levitating beyond possible car. Yes.
It's beyond possible.
It would be cool to have a Prius that could go straight up and drive over everyone else. That's the Gen 5.
Right. Where we're going, we don't need roads.
That's right.
8 years for that car. All right, so I think at this point we're rambling. So let's maybe wrap this thing up.
Still making more
any
sense than the
final
GOP
thoughts?
debate, I'm sure of it.
Stop talking, Tony. Just stop. Any final thoughts or shout-outs, Paul?
Just a shout out to the folks in Colorado that have a Prius, and we work on Priuses at boulderhc.com, and we will work on Gen 4s when they are real.
Tony, any final thoughts about Gen 4 or plugs?
You know what? I am actually looking forward to the Gen 4, looking forward to getting my hands on it. I am actually excited about the car. Again, when it's real. But from what I saw, from sitting in it, touching it, looking at it, I'm still excited about it. So, and I of course shout outs to Austin and Tom. Thanks for the information, and everybody who's watching. I don't know who all is watching. Lee Moon, I think, watches regularly. But that's it. And go to Facebook, facebook.com/whatdrivesus. And I don't know, do we put pictures up there and stuff?
We might. We haven't yet.
We just might, yes.
Or we might put links to Prius Chat where there are over 700 pictures.
That's what I've heard.
That's what I've heard. Over 700 pictures.
Yes.
Definitely throw a link up there.
Yeah.
Okay. I got nothing except I'm looking forward to learning more. I mean, this was a nice teaser, and it was great of Toyota to invite us so that we could touch the car and kind of play with it and look at it. But it really, until we get a chance to dig into it and read about it and drive it, it's not as much fun. It's more fun when we get to actually, get in it. So.
Yeah. I do have to say.
So there you go.
To that point, shout out, of course, to Toyota. I can't say thank you enough.
Absolutely.
For the opportunity.
Actually, I think you can say thank you enough.
Nerdiest people there.
Yeah.
But I had a good time.
Well.
And what was funny is, seeing everyone, basically 3 sheets to the wind by the end of the event, and me trying to chug water 2 bottles at a time because it was still 95 degrees at the time of the reveal, which was 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And so I was a little hot, and I had stopped drinking alcohol a good hour before. But anyway, we had a good time. Thank you very much to Toyota for having us out, and
yes,
I think we put together some great content. Thank you to everybody from the Prius Chat folks and the What Drives Us folks who were there. Really appreciate all the content that we were able to put together for the 4th Gen reveal. If you want some more coherent thoughts from like 10 people, take a listen to the podcast from last week. We were kind of fresh off of the reveal at that point. We're answering questions from the Prius Chat forums. So if you want some more, probably more detailed than what we went into tonight, take a listen to that podcast as well over at whatdrives.us. Russell, I think your iPad experiment went well, buddy.
Other than my spinning halo, which I'm really enjoying.
That's
cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Proving I am king nerd. So, yeah, no, it's been great, as always.
Well, we're glad to be back doing the show. Thanks for joining us, Paul and Tony. We will have another show next week, most likely, September 23rd. Join us, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. As always, you can download us at whatdrives.us, all of our previous episodes. And I'm blanking on the I always don't forget, tune in next week, or download us this week. Tune in next week and find out.
Next week!
What? I said it right. Download us this
I'll give
week.
you the.
Download us next week and find out what drives us.
Bye. Theme music coming back soon. Bye.
You can edit in the theme music.
Yeah.